welcome to KoniTV Live. We're here at Alice in Los Angeles. Alice 2015 has been really a great success. And we have with us Brian King. Brian is Global Officer of Marriott's Signature Brands and Global Sales. Brian, welcome to our program. What is interesting to us is to understand you have 19 brands now, including Delta, in your stable. What exactly is the target market for the Delta brand going into the future and obviously now at this stage?
That's a great question. The one thing we know about the Delta target is they're looking for a very approachable, great business or leisure stay, and we believe Delta is built for that kind of approachable stay. 25% of all inbound international travelers to the United States are Canadian, so it's a huge source market to the US. By the same token, outside of Canada, almost 15.2 million people a year travel from outside of Canada to Canada. When you think about some of the great destination cities like Toronto, for example, it's a huge international business hub. Delta has effectively established itself as the darling of Canadian travel, and Marriott's really thrilled to work with Delta and bring it into the fold. It'll take us a few more months to finish the transaction, but we believe it's going to turn out for the best for everyone, especially our friends in Canada.
Now, we spoke about the 19 brands you are responsible for. Now, how do you make sure that you have them to be quite distinct and to be quite relevant to their target audience? How do you create the distinctions between the brands?
That's a great question. I think the thing that we do and we focus on the most is we know that no consumer is alike. They all have interesting preferences, desires, needs, and wants. And you can look at two customers who may have the same whole household income, so their demographics appear to be the same. But when you really peel away the onion and you get to know them as people, you realize that they have aspirations that could be very, very different. So we always start at the center, which is always the customer, and what their aspirations are for a particular brand. At that point, we start understanding what their emotional needs are, why they would pay what they would pay for a particular brand, and then we start to build that brand out physically through architecture, through interior design, through service programming, and certainly through food and beverage. Each brand has to have a distinct point of view and stand for something if it's going to stand up in the Marriott portfolio. So all of our brands do. They have very different purposes for travel, whether it's Residence Inn for extended stay, quiet luxury for JW, or iconic luxury for the Ritz-Carlton brand. Delta has its own strong point of view. It is a turnkey travel brand that makes travel, business travel specifically, and travel simple, approachable, easy. So we're really excited about Delta. We think it has a strong point of view and will fit in nicely with the portfolio.
Now that is so interesting, and that brings me to another question. What are your current or future unique ways in which you communicate with your global travelers?
Great question. I think the travel industry, like most businesses, is shifting dramatically. It's more than just about providing great hotels. It's also about providing content in the travel space. Recently, we announced Marriott Studios, which is truthfully designed to bring in writers, producers, editors to help bring travel experiences to life where the hotel is kind of the platform or the background. So customers expect more from brands today. They want to know the story behind the brand, why I should trust you, in our case, why I should stay with you. We need to offer more than just a great place to sleep, and that's what we'll be doing with customers in the future, is driving more customer content directly to the consumer that they can pick and choose as they want to actually enhance their entire travel experience.
Well, that really sounds to me like you know what the future traveler wants from you as a hotel brand, or as much as that is possible, and it's probably a fluid process. Now, I would appreciate if you could just give us your take on what will be the next future trend that will be relevant for the hospitality industry going forward, or one or two even that you could foresee.
I'll look into my crystal ball. Here's what I can tell you. We recently conducted a survey of 6,000 millennial consumers and trying to really understand what was important to them. And there's a few things that really rise to the top. One is they expect great style and great design consistently, and you have to deliver that as a brand. It has to be fresh, interesting, and relevant. That's a challenge for the industry. You've got to find a way to renovate hotels more often, probably more inexpensively than you've done in the past. Secondly, food and beverage is just a showstopper. This is a generation that grew up with pancetta. I grew up with Oscar Mayer. So their expectations of food and beverage are very, very elevated. And regardless whether you're in economy or you're in luxury, you've got to deliver against that, and healthy eating is a big part of that as well too. And I think the third thing I'll say is community. This is a consumer that is community driven, and it can be a digital community. So brands have to put together digital communities that this consumer feels part of, and they actually can experience the brand sometimes when they're not staying at the brand. So you're always connected to the customer in unique ways. In the past it was come stay with us and then come back. We want to be with you every step of the way.
Well, thank you again, Brian. This has been very, very insightful, and I hope you will join us in our future interviews at KoniTV Live.
It was a pleasure. Thank you very much. I hope to be back.
Thanks for watching KoniTV Live. We are at Alice 2015 in Los Angeles. If you need more information, go to KoniTV.tv.